Herbalist Lounge, November. And our topic is emergency herbal kit. Okay. So, of course, you know the deal. You can mute your mic when you're not speaking to eliminate background noise. But by all means, we already got started talking and sharing. This is not a class or a lecture. This is a cipher where we come to build and share and, grow with one another. Okay. Your facilitators for this evening are myself, Martina. We also have
Peace, this is Asia. I hope y'all are well.
And Lanita.
and our foundation, our ancestors, our plancestors, our community, the ones that laid the groundwork and the ones that continue to do so. We give thanks for them. Big up our green allies. So we just want to take a moment to definitely show gratitude. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to dig into tonight's topic? First aid, all that good stuff. What's in your first aid kit? What kind of emergency situations have been popping up? What are we doing? What do we have?
What's in your bug out bag?
Oh, I like that. Bug out bag. All right. So what y'all thinking about when you think of first aid? Now, does anyone actually have an herbal first aid kit? Or like a little emergency bag or something they keep with them, like when they just always have on deck?
So typically I will add, because I'll have a first aid kit. I have another little participant here, so you probably won't hear her. But I have I'll usually add some essential oils to my first aid kit. So just the standard one you can get from the store, and then some lavender, some tea tree oil I will add to that. And then anything else, any other herbs, or excuse me, essential oils that you can find that are what? Antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, right? So those always seem to assist if I'm just in a quick bind.
Clarissa says that she brings salves with her, and she always travels with herbal salves.
Yes, it's the salves that Martina makes on her website. One is like for fungus. So I think about that, especially when you're on vacation and you're gonna put on your shower shoes, but then at the same time you want to protect, your feet. So I'll have that with me. Let's say you catch a cold and she has a salve for being able to breathe easy. It's just refreshing, almost like Vicks, and it just opens you up wide. Even when I'm at births, I'll bring the salves. I actually have them in a little pouch, and my pouches are clear. So sometimes my clients are like, "Ooh, what's that?" I'm like, "Oh, these are the salves I got from Martina. She makes them, and they're just amazing. They're very handy, and I've utilized them throughout my birth work and my travels, and the tinctures as well. Traveling with tinctures, cramp bark is nice, especially if you have cramps. You're on your cycle. Catnip is nice. The burdock root is really a great salve, and dandelion root, those are good liver detoxes to start the morning off with when you're on vacation. Yeah. So those are some of the ones I have with me.
Wait,
Cool.
named all my
Sharonda has ginger, turmeric, and cayenne powder with she takes with her when she travels and at work. And
Yeah, all
Martina,
them
she wants
germs. All them germs.
German people everywhere.
Well, wait a minute. I'm thinking about the salves and tinctures. Now, I'm a grandma, not a grandma, but I have all this stuff in my car. Probably have a first aid. I have teas. I have mason jar. I have some goldenrod. Like I have stuff in the car, but I didn't look at it as like my first aid kit. But I do travel with it when I'm going back and forth to Florida. Like I may have my own little um emergency kit in the car.
You do, you do. That's what it is. It doesn't have to look like, a bag or whatever.
Yeah.
I love
And
that.
whenever I'm traveling, it's like Asia, I take essential oils because they're quick, because they're neat and easy, especially if you're going on an airplane. You don't have any problems getting through international borders with, essential oils. And they cover everything. You can use them for upset stomach, you can use them for cuts, bites, and also any kind of antimicrobial, antifungal, everything. Those are good to have with you. The essential oils are really nice, a nice, easy way to travel without having to do the extra.
Yeah, and when you're in a pinch, like for those, like if you're packing oil anyway, and like if you're going on through the airport, if you packing like that little bit of oil or like even a salve, or like I mean, if you just go old school, I don't necessarily use Vaseline, but if I'm trying to put some herbs in it just for an emergency, then I'm gonna do that. Bless you. And then that's, you can put that in there too. So but yeah, those are things that you could do in a pinch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all hit it. Y'all hit it. With Asia, where you started off with them essential oils, you can use those for pretty much all kinds of stuff. Then you went straight to the salves, Clarissa, and I'm so happy that you're loving the salves. And I like that you said, Asia, you can use some Vaseline. Listen, we done had some Vaseline in the car today on our way to Tampa, and we just got back. We got to do what we got to do. I love the fact that Sharonda mentioned powders, because those herbal powders, you can mix it with things like oils, Vaseline, or olive oil, whatever you have on deck to kind of make like an oil to use, right? My favorite things are tinctures. I love tinctures. One of my favorites are elderberry, ginger, and gentian. Something where it's like you got elderberry, you got a little, or maybe sometimes I'll add lemon balm, but there's something aromatic in there, like ginger, or I'm looking at the screen here, I'm looking at like rosemary, but something spicy, or even a little bit of cayenne pepper, but something bitter. So it's like, you know what, if I have an upset stomach and I need those digestive juices and I need my bitters, it's going to help with that. If I need something to cut through the gas, I got that ginger already in there. Boom, it can help with that. If I'm on a plane and people coughing and picking their boogers, or the students at school over here doing nasty stuff, which happens, oh my goodness, listen, I can go ahead and drip so I can protect my neck. When you said, Clarissa, you have the salves for the neck and stuff, I'm like, I'm about to create a salve called Protect Your Neck. But seriously, those tinctures, having like a little bit of synergy for everything, a little drip, those are my favorite things to do. Is just to have like an all for one tincture. And that's what I carry in my little side bag with me for the most part.
And Sharonda, the herbs that you mentioned, that's like my go-to. But the best part about that is, especially if you're traveling here inside the United States, you can go to most grocery stores and buy those. If you are at some place and all of a sudden you feeling, all the travel, the driving, you stiff and sore muscles, you can go right to the grocery store and buy everything you need for some golden milk with that turmeric there. You can, get some ginger for your stomach. A lot of the things are really handy if stores are open or if you're close to a store. Now, Jamaica just had a really, really bad hurricane hit them. And that was part of what gave us the idea for this topic. If you're in a situation where there are no stores and you don't have clean water to drink, and food sources are limited, what are your emergency go-to herbs in a catastrophic situation? Just curious. Y'all, I'm hearing crickets.
I'm over here chewing some food, y'all. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Cat
Okay, well, I'll start and then y'all
No.
jump in. Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you, straight up off the top. Like, I'm putting
Yeah.
myself in Jamaica and just talking to some people out there. One of the really big ones that people are utilizing, garlic.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of easily accessible herbs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, that's like nature's penicillin. You
Yeah.
know, anything happen, you can eat it raw, you can crush
Mm-hmm.
it, you can infuse it if you got a little bit of honey. Honey's not
Mm-hmm.
technically an herb, but that's something where I remember every time I traveled to Jamaica, there's an abundance of honey, there's an abundance of rum. So I'm thinking of
Right.
some honey, or if I'm here, I'm thinking about alcohols. If it's white sugar, it's white sugar. And we balance that off with the garlic. Garlic is one of the first things that come to mind. And then there's so many different types of herbs that are great for just, I'm thinking of anxiety, stressful situations. What
Mm-hmm.
to do in scenarios like that. And I'm thinking of aromatic herbs like camphor. Camphor leaf is abundant out here. It's abundant in place in certain, depends on what you have. I like the fact
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned you can go right to the grocery store in a natural disaster. A lot of the grocery
Mm-hmm.
gonna be closed down. The gas station's gonna be closed down. You can't get to gas, and it's challenging. So like, what are we gonna
Right.
do? What's in our surrounding area? Um, cinnamon comes to mind. Things to clean the water. Didn't we talk about cleaning water with certain things to kind of help with that? Were you mentioning some stuff, Lenita?
Yeah, that was the one that I was thinking of. The biggest thing is that, water usually gets contaminated in natural disasters. And so drinking water is hard to get. And sometimes you don't have electricity or gas, you don't have a stove where you can boil the water. If you just keep a moringa seed pod, put
Mm,
that in your emergency kit, because the moringa seeds, you can put the seed in the water and it'll kill most of the bacterias that cause infections, giardia, and anything. What's the thing from poop? I forgot the name of the bacteria for the poop, but anyway,
coli?
it huh
The E. coli?
E. coli, yes. Yeah. So moringa seeds will kill all of that. And you can put that in the water, and it makes the water taste bitter in the beginning, but afterwards it tastes sweet. So I remember the Girl Scouts used to have some nasty stuff they put in water to purify the water, but the moringa seed is better. It's natural. It's not going to go bad because the seed dries out, and so you don't have to worry about that. So that's one good thing that you can have, just somewhere in your console in your car, or if you have an emergency kit, that's something you can have to clean your water in a natural disaster.
That's really useful.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And foraging becomes necessary because um I don't know how, if y'all were old enough to remember when 2000 hit, and then the Y2K thing, and everybody was scared, and they had stocked up all these cans of food and in their homes. And someone mentioned, if your neighbors notice that you're not out in the street screaming with them, they gonna come tear down your door and eat your food. So, not that we're expecting anything like that, but if there is a disaster and there is no food, what are you going to eat? So, a lot of people may laugh at me, but I can eat everything out here in my yard. I got some poke salad, I got some yellow dock, I got, berries, but it's a matter of knowing what to eat. And when it comes down to starvation, um, that's just something that it's really important to know what you can forage, know what is around you, and know what you can eat. So, in an emergency, because you don't know when you'll be able to get to food.
No, you're right. And you know what? It's so funny you mentioned that, because yesterday I was on this sustainable farm. Lanita's high
Hmm.
school friend, Phil, who actually has an amazing sustainable farms, a whole farming system out here close to me. And he always hosts a lot of my ag students. So this young lady comes down from New Jersey, and I took her there yesterday. And of course, he's just giving her the tour. He's like, "You see this? This is banana." And where he's talking about all the different parts that you can eat. And of course, in Jamaica, you know, I'm thinking of
Mhm.
bananas are abundant. In Florida, they're abundant too, even post-hurricane situations. But it's a great source to get water, like knowing which plants are good to get water. And as we're touring and we're talking about all these different plants, where that fruit and whatnot, right now, a lot of them aren't fruiting, but we were talking about different parts and leaves that are edible. And if they're not edible raw, how you can prepare them, like poke salad, right?
Yeah.
And the tuna, the opuntia, or the prickly pear, the pads, and we were just eating everything as we were walking around and stuff, and just trying different things.
Hibiscus too. They have
The
hibiscus in
hibiscus.
Jamaica, right?
Yep, exactly. And you know, I was talking about you yesterday because they had the cranberry hibiscus and they also had the roselle, aka the bissap, right?
You
And
see?
I was
Yeah, we
like,
talking some good
huh?
eating there.
Yeah, and they were kind of flowering. I don't know, I think he had an early crop because ours usually
Mhm.
start to flower like at the end, like around December, January time. But I was like, you definitely can eat the leaves of both of these. He's like, really? I was like, absolutely. I was telling him how you make paste out of it and different
Mhm.
things. You know what else comes to my mind in emergency situations are porridges. Like I will make a porridge
Mhm.
contains out of whatever you can imagine, not just grains, out of starches, out of
Mhm.
powders. You can make a porridge and it's hearty, it's filling out of some leaves and you crush them. Like I've seen some people get really inventive with making different types of porridges. And speaking of porridges, culinary herbs, like we did a whole workshop, a 2-day workshop, by the way, which we'll share with y'all if y'all are interested in sharing with it with people. But real talk, them culinary herbs are will always hold you down. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking about cloves, how they can be used for like pain relief, antiseptic, cinnamon can be used in so many different ways. Onion, something like onion can be used. Onion's one of my favorite go-to remedies. And it's so funny because I have a whole apothecary of all these different herbs. But when it comes down to it, I lean a lot on my basics. Like I love me some garlic. That will nip a cold in the bud, usually 9 out of 10 times. You know what I'm saying? It's a cinnamon tea when an upset tummy and things like that. When I got a bunch of stuff, but I lean on them culinary herbs and they do the trick. And Lanita, we spoke about this yesterday briefly. Menstrual cycle. I don't know what it is.
Mhm.
Your cycle can be, and it's not like this for everyone, but you can have a consistent cycle, and it comes on like clockwork. But it always seems to be like, oh no, my cycle came on. Surprise, surprise, right? Even if it is not inconsistent or whatnot, or because my daughter's comes the same time every month and we usually menstruate the same time and we'll be like, oh my goodness, we're not even prepared, and maybe that's just us, but the cramping for her is so real, and we spoke about that, having those things on deck, because when you're in a natural disaster, you ain't got no electricity, and then your cycle starts coming on. Oh my goodness, right? Having different herbs on deck for that. Some of my favorite, like I love glycerites or herbs and honey. What do we speak about when it comes to menstrual cramping? Oh, Clarissa just mentioned one, cramp bark tinctures, something a little stronger on deck, always to have on deck just in case. I do have that. We mentioned motherwort, but there was some other stuff that we mentioned. Oh, ginger tincture. Ginger and cayenne tincture, those two are very powerful because they can be used for a lot of different things. Or if you don't have that, just the powdered version, right? So Kava Kava, Asia said, yeah, Kava Kava,
Yeah.
really good one.
And now that you're talking about lower regions, you know that if you're in a disaster or some kind of situation where everything is shut down, you're not doing no laundry. So you're gonna have on dirty clothes. And sometimes them dirty clothes can give you, some crotch rot, some hemorrhoids, some all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to have some stuff available for that. Your tea tree, a tea tree and oregano essential oils for anything. If what do they call it? BV, bacterial vaginosis. Um, the tea tree and oregano oil mixed in a diluting oil is really good for anything that you may get. The mushrooms, I know that's not the right name for it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Any type of any kind of fungal or bacterial, microbial infection that you may get, those essential oils are good for it. If you are sometimes just wearing dirty clothes or not being able to change your clothes or underwear, for some people, especially if you're not eating well, can bring on hemorrhoids. Gotta have you some witch hazel with you. You know, the witch hazel is good, and then we can always go back to our cayenne pepper.
I was
But
waiting. Mm-hmm. If you
yeah,
don't have none of the above, sprinkle some cayenne pepper on them.
yeah. But anything like that to help with those conditions that can come from not being able to have your clean clothes.
Yeah.
And you're, especially if you have kids or something around, they may start to get sores, fungus, or whatever on their skin, on their legs, or whatever. If you're not in a position where you can get cleaned up. So these are great things just to have around for thing. Yes, soap nuts are awesome. But you know what? I haven't tried to use them with hand washing. I've used the soap nuts in the machine. Do they work with hand washing, Asia?
Yep, they'll bubble right on up.
Okay, that's good to know.
So we're gonna add that to the emergency kit too. But
Yeah.
all these little things you don't be thinking about, the basics, washing your clothes, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This is
Yeah.
good. This is good. Staying
And
cool.
mouth. What about oral hygiene?
Okay.
What can we do for the oral hygiene?
Chew sticks.
Chew sticks, great. Yeah.
There's all kinds that you can use, right?
Mm-hmm. Cinnamon and cloves. Those are good too.
Any type
Cloves of.
of aromatic herb, like a
Mm-hmm.
basil, oregano, thyme. You can do
Mm-hmm.
sage. You can do a rinse, a gargle.
And the biggest thing that you can use, and if you don't have it, access to it, you may find it growing out. Onions. Onions, like Martina said, you can use onions for fevers, you can use onion for cough, you can use onion for so many different things. And if you can't find it, many times, depending on the time of the year, you're going to find wild onions growing. So you have access to that onion and that onion juice. Oh, yes, bentonite clay. That's my go-to. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Larissa, what are goat milk products good for?
For oral care. One time
Oh, okay.
my husband and I years ago was staying at a bed and breakfast in Monticello, Georgia, and when we checked in, she had a swag bag in our room, and everything in the bag primarily was these goat products. And I was like, "What's this all about?" And she was like, "Oh, there's a lady that's locally here. She makes these products." And she said, "I'm telling you, if you use it, the dentist will be mad at you. This is like one of the best things you could use for your oral care." And I was like,
Hmm.
"Wow, yeah." So that's what made me think about that.
Good to
The goat
know.
milk. Yes.
Okay.
They say goat milk is the most similar. It's a lot similar to human milk.
Mm-hmm. A lot
And
of babies, yeah, they can drink if mother doesn't have milk, they can drink goat milk. They can
and
tolerate the goat milk.
breast milk is very healing, so that makes a lot of sense.
Hmm. So
Look,
you saying in disaster, let's find a lactating mom to keep with
yeah,
us.
you
Hey, if you're in Jamaica, you got goats. Okay, depending on what part. Shoot, there's a
Right.
lot of goats out there. Um,
Senegal, the goats walking down the street, so you ain't got to worry about it. You can find the goat.
exactly. Mm-hmm.
them goats gonna hate to see us coming, huh?
You're gonna be like, come here. They be like, help. Oh my goodness. I just imagined all that, Asia. That was funny. With their little goat eyes, they're so cute.
You know, another product, Asia, you mentioned bentonite clay, and I'm thinking in Senegal, they planted neem trees as shade, and all up and down the streets is nothing but neem trees all over. So in a pinch, if you need something, neem is really good as an antimicrobial that you can use in the mouth. Now it's bitter, so I mix it with bentonite clay, but you can use neem for that. Also good on the skin, antifungal. So neem is a good one to have around too. I mean, I'm thinking more of foraging than actually what I have in my to-go bag, but these are things that you may find in your environment that you can use.
And speaking of your environment, pine, pine needles they're very astringent and antiseptic. You can chew on them if for gum and teeth care, if that's what you have. That's what I'm gonna be using because I got my pine tree right out here outside my window, and it's one of my favorites. Now it's very astringent, but like I said, in a natural disaster or situation, you'll be glad to have it on hand.
And I'm drinking my pine soda. They call it pine soda, but it tastes kind of like lemonade with a little pine kick to it. But yeah, so push come to shove, you can drink that for nutrients too.
There you go.
So
Vitamin C, A, all that good stuff.
mhm.
Okay.
So what other kind of disasters do we have besides? I imagine that if you're West Coast, you got what do you call those? Those big fires that last forever. Smoke inhalation. I don't know if y'all remember during COVID, you saw they were showing people wearing different stuff for masks. People had bras on their face and all kinds of funny things for masks. But if you're in a place and there's a lot of smoke, what can you use for that?
Pine.
How do you, what do you do? Hold the pine up over your face?
Okay, so you mean like in an active fire?
No, if you're in a place, because I remember,
Oh, smoky environment. I get what you're saying.
yeah, like
Well,
they
that
had
just means
fires in Canada and then it was smoke down in New York.
no, I get it.
So,
It's in California when they have fires, and I'm gonna tell you, it's pretty serious. You know what I'm saying? Um,
right.
definitely when you get an opportunity to in clear air to do some deep breathing, right, to clear some stuff out. But right now, what's coming to my mind is definitely respiratory herbs to
Hmm.
open things up to help cleanse and absorb. What would be some good things for that? Maybe activated charcoal, eucalyptus is I know eucalyptus,
Mullein, hmm,
mullein.
rosemary.
Mm-hmm.
So like in Hawaii, they sell it's like a common tea that they have. It's bog tea because of the volcanoes erupting on Big Island, and so
Mm.
sometimes you just get that smoke coming from Big Island. Um,
Hmm.
and so it will, it'll clog up your lungs and
Mm.
irritate stuff. So one of the herbs that they used was mamaki, and I don't know the scientific name, sorry, but they're leaves that you would use, and they're bitter, but they would make mamaki tea, and that would give some relief for your lungs. But then like other stuff, like y'all named some good ones, but like licorice root too, because like
Hmm.
that smoke, like yeah, even when I was in California and they had fires, like your throat would burn, your eyes would burn. So like that licorice root could provide some soothing, properties to your throat and stuff like that. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, and then we already said mullein, right?
Hmm. But Asia, I think that's good too. Traveling in India, when you get out the airport in Delhi, you
Mm,
think there's a fire going on, but it's really just pollution.
mm,
And the smog is so thick. And if you stay there outside for a little while there in Delhi, you got to start, taking something because your chest gets tight just breathing that, and you're full of mucus. So yeah, using those herbs to bring up that mucus and clear out your lungs, that's important in an area where you're inundated with this.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely those mints too. I was about to say the whole mint, no, not the whole mint family, but the spearmint, the ones that have those properties to them.
Yeah, spearmint. I said rosemary. I love rosemary, but that works good. All of them do.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Somebody makes a tincture called Love Your Gums. I want to love my gums.
Yes. I was trying to think of it. I have it. And the directions tell you to keep it in your mouth for like up to 15 minutes.
Is the base
And
of it coconut oil?
um say it again, Lanita.
Is the base coconut oil?
I don't think that they have any coconut oil. I know what you're talking about. Like when people do that pulling with the
Well,
coconut
pulling, yeah.
oil.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now this one says myrrh, organic grapefruit. Let's see. Calendula blossoms, yellow root, plantain. Um, and this is said leaf and flower. I'm trying to read all
Echinacea,
of it.
yeah.
Echinacea
Mm-hmm.
root. Yeah, I don't see any of the coconut, but that would be. I wonder, could you incorporate that? Do the pulling and the leaves?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I've actually been here before. It's about 4 hours from Georgia. It's in Cherokee, North Carolina, on an Indian reservation,
Mm-hmm.
and it's amazing. And they have a wide variety of different tinctures, and I did pick this one up and started using it. Yeah.
Do you
It's
drink it or do you swish it on your gums? How do you use it?
I just swish it on my gums and then
Okay.
spit it out. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a disaster, when you can't, you don't have regular toothbrush and toothpaste, periodontal disease will come up quickly because you eat whatever you can, and you can't necessarily clean your mouth, so you definitely have to have some way to clean, to nourish your gums. So yeah, coconut oil, peroxide, tinctures, any kind of alcohol. A lot of the mouthwashes are alcohol based. It really helps.
And most importantly, washing your hands. And when you got no water, things that keep sanitary. And we mentioned
Oh
brushing our teeth,
yes.
all this stuff. What about when we have to go to the restroom? Like these are things I think
Mm-hmm.
about. Like Lanita, when we were in the mountains in Morocco,
Mm-hmm.
like it was beautiful. I
Mhm.
respect the culture, everything. It was amazing what they were doing with agriculture in the midst of all those challenges, like real talk.
Yeah.
At the same time, you thinking, okay, let's look at how these bathrooms looking.
Yeah.
And whenever I go to like a sustainable farm, like yesterday, and I see them compost toilets, and I'm like, let me see these hand washing stations before I go sampling anything to eat, right? But
Mhm.
yeah, different ways to in a disaster, especially when we're not set up for compost toilets, we're set up on the plumbing system, and them toilets don't flush because you know what I'm saying.
Nope.
What you gonna wipe your booty with? And
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? I know we talked about nature's toilet paper, Mullen for the
Mm-hmm.
lungs. It can be good for your booty.
Mm-hmm.
What are some other things we can do if we just don't have Mullen out there that abundant? Like Mullen out here, that specific variety of Mullen is not common out here where I'm at. There's another type of Mullen, twiggy Mullen, and it's not fluffy like that. Um, what are we gonna use? What are some other options?
I would say just use
Hmm.
like minimal water, as minimal
Mhm.
as you can.
If the water's available, yeah. But there are other leaves that you can use too, because fig leaves are nice and soft.
Lamb.
Um,
You ever heard of lamb?
yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. The main thing is that I had a friend that had the worst experience up on a mountain camping, and she took a dump and grabbed a poison ivy. Yeah, she had to be airlifted off the mountain.
Oh, goodness gracious.
She could no longer walk, So just know what you grabbing before you grab it, be sure of your plan.
Asia, what you talking about? Using rum to wipe your bum?
No, no.
I just saw that message.
You're talking about periodontal disease. My ancestors asked. I'm asking for my ancestors. Can we use rum?
I'm so behind, and I'm thinking we could, but that, yeah, rum for the bum.
Yeah.
That might burn a little bit, but if I have to, I ain't drinking that bottle of rum. Shoot, we don't know who been using it.
And it'll definitely take care of any leftover bacteria there.
Absolutely. They say you can use snow, but I don't know about all that. That sounds painful, but hey, if
You
you
say
have
snow?
yeah, I heard people mention snow can be useful for that if you have it, but it's probably very uncomfortable. Ooh,
But snow is just frozen water, so why not?
why not if it's in that type of environment, right?
Wow.
Wait. I gotta get caught up in the chat. Ain't no Dude, we using rum for everything. Rum on the bum, rum to numb the gum. That sounds like a rap song or something. We're gonna make a little
Yeah.
mix.
But real talk, alcohol is good for a lot of things in disaster. If you are in a situation, alcohol is, one of the best things to have with you. And if you pack in a bag, pack some Everclear, because that's the strongest alcohol that you can get, and that's really good, not for drinking but for topical purposes, any type of antibacterial, just cleaning your hands or whatever. And another thing, you were talking about cleaning your hands, this is where you can take essential oils. I do reflexology, and if I'm doing a whole bunch of people, I'm touching all kinds of feet. I have lemon essential oil. Lemon essential oil is better than hand sanitizer. It cleans the bacteria. It's antibacterial, antifungal, and it has a very pleasant odor. So if you need a hand sanitizer, you just need a few drops of the lemon essential oil, and it'll clean your hands really good. All right. Oh, wow, there's a lot of chat. My thing ain't even updating. Yes, liquor can warm you up, but it also can dehydrate you. So you don't want to drink too much if you're caught in a cold situation, in a blizzard situation. People want the alcohol, but you have to be careful, everything in moderation.
Mm-hmm. They'll see all these bottles of alcohol, be like, dang, nah, we just using it for all kinds of stuff.
And think about being caught in snow. What do you use for snow burns, or those the way your lips crack and blister in the cold? What do you do for that?
Shea butter. What if you ain't
Shea
got no
butter.
shea butter?
I got shea butter with me everywhere.
I got shea butter in the car everywhere.
So, like, a lot of stuff you mentioned, I'm like, that's my deodorant, that's my toothpaste, so yeah, I got all of those with me. That's a good idea though for cracked lips.
Shoot, when you got crap. When you have cracked lips, you be like, I'll take anything. Give me some Vaseline. Give me some lotion, something. When you leave your moisturizer at home and you don't have it, oh my goodness, that's the worst feeling. Aloe vera, oh my goodness, how can we not have mentioned aloe vera tonight? Aloe vera is one of my favorite emergency herbs for many.
For everything, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. And I have some aloe vera powder too. So like if you don't actually have the plant, then of course you could put that in salves as well. Like sometimes I'll just like put in my bath, for my skin. So
nice.
I just watched a video on how to make some aloe vera powder today, Asia. I'm super excited to try that one,
Yeah.
to make some aloe vera powder and see how it's useful.
Yeah.
Also, aloe vera for a snow burn, yes, and definitely good on a sunburn or any other type of chemical burns. It can help to neutralize whatever the agent is on your hand. So what wherever you got burned, where you poured it on, the aloe vera is good with chemical burns too.
And digestion. We're talking about, some of the nasty
Mm-hmm.
get. So that'll help clear some of that out too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What about lavender, Asia?
Of course. All day, every day.
All day, every day. I saw a street today called Lavender Lane or something. I was like, Asia. Hmm. Something came to mind. What was it? Oh, Asia talks about this a lot. What is it? Goodness, it just slipped my mind.
So
It's in the kitchen.
no hyssop.
No, it's a basic item. It's not even herb. It's
Oh,
like something that you would infuse herbs into.
Hmm.
Goodness, y'all help me out. It's something real basic. Not alcohol, not witch hazel,
Honey?
not oil.
Mhm.
Apple cider vinegar, vinegar in
vinegar.
general. Yeah,
Vinegar, yeah.
that can be useful in many different emergency situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people now, they're pulling out they having their fire cider conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a good
So
preservative.
basically, in a pinch, when you are looking for your emergency items, you can just take your whole spice rack, dump it in a bag, take it with you. Everything in your spice cabinet, take that, and have some little essential oils ready to go. Um,
A couple clove of garlic. All you need is one clove of garlic in there, and that thing will be
that's
safe
it.
inside of its shaft. And then boom, when you need it, open it up.
That's it.
Get your moringa seeds,
That's it.
powder. What did y'all say? Powder cayenne, ginger, aloe. Ooh, aloe. Definitely gonna add that to my powders. I love that one.
Turmeric. Now, all right, y'all. We're ready for the next apocalypse coming.
We mentioned charcoal and clay, pine, honey, vinegar, everything.
Yeah. And charcoal is good if you're foraging and you grab the wrong thing and you need to get it out of your system or neutralize it. Charcoal is really good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, throw some honey on them burns and them chapped lips if that's all you have too.
That's true. Spoonful of apple cider vinegar for what? Clarissa, what you take apple cider vinegar for every day?
Growing up, my dad, he used to have us do apple cider vinegar and honey blended together. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned the honey part. Um, so we took that every day, every day. It was part of our
For,
routine. He
was
would
that
even,
like cold prevention or something?
yeah, it was preventative. So,
Okay.
I mean, I barely was sick as a kid. So, I mean, that was just always part of our routine. So I just thought about that when y'all said apple cider vinegar. Yeah.
I'd have told him, can you give me a pickle instead? Can I just eat a pickle?
Yeah, that's what he gave. My dad was a chemist. And
Okay.
yeah, and so I mean, he used to have us do like honey water and all sorts of things. Like we didn't grow up eating like sugary things, drinking sugary items or anything like that. Like, yeah. Hmm.
Have you guys ever heard of banana leaves for burns?
Yes.
That's a really
You
good
can
one.
use it like a poultice. Yeah.
Yep. Wrapping them up.
Mhm.
They use that in places in emergencies if you have access to banana leaves. What about banana peels? Banana and plantain peels. And I'm thinking about that. I've heard about it being used for burns. The peel itself, now I know the leaves for sure, but banana peels, they just seem to have so many different properties. I've heard about them for like insect bites, like the itchiness. They say put a little banana peel on there. You ever heard of that? Maybe not.
No, you can smoke them, but I never heard of them for
For like
burns.
mosquito bites using banana peels. Making a
Okay,
banana peel
cool.
poultice. Yep.
Yeah, I can see how that would work. Yeah, on a mosquito bite.
I was just like, then I'm gonna attract the roaches because I'm so sweet. Just rub that baby up with banana peel. Next thing you know, oh, what's going on? I got ants in my bed. But yeah.
Fire ants, I know that you can put baking soda, make a paste out of baking soda and put baking soda on it, and it keeps them from swelling up. You know how fire ant stings itch worse the second day rather than the first day. And you put that baking soda, it takes the sting out of them and stops them from itching.
Okay.
Because when you outside, you get, it seems like when everything is going wrong, you're gonna find something to step into that's gonna hurt you or bite you or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I know it's not a
Welcome to the bill, Larry. We have Larry just joining us. Peace.
John, thank you.
Hey y'all.
Oh,
I was about to say, I know it's not a herb, but we always bring this in too. Salt. Did we say salt?
for sure.
Salt for
Salt.
everything.
Now you
Yes.
already know that's a good one. Yep.
Yeah.
I think like 8 years ago on a herbalist lounge. I don't even remember 8 years, 20 years ago on a herbalist lounge. At this point, Lanita was going in on salt. And I was just like, wow, wow. Woo, salt, man. Salt for everything. I have that salt on deck for sure.
That's it. Salt for your nose, for your feet, for your everything.
Inside
So I
and
have something funny to share. On the way home this evening, right before Herbalist Lounge, I was talking to my children and I'm like, so tonight we're talking about emergency herbs, children. What comes to mind when you think of emergency herbs? And my daughter goes, what did she say, Naya? She was like, something to stab somebody with. Like she was thinking of emergency situations like a burglar or having to fight or something, a home intruder. And we started talking about protection in emergency situations because when things happen, people want to start stealing, people get desperate. You're talking about people drinking and getting things happen. So ways to protect yourself. And I told them, I was like, we actually had a whole herbalist lounge called Herbal Weaponry, and it was pretty creative. But you also can use cayenne pepper and stuff. And my daughter's reading Asada right now, the autobiography.
Me too.
And
That is so good.
yeah, so she's telling me, she's like, yeah, man, mom, the pigs poked her in the eye, and they have, what was it, not essential oil or not? It was like peppermint in their fingers, and they would poke her in the eyes and stuff, and all these little things they would do. But I'm just saying, like, you know what? That might be something you got to do in emergency situations. It gets very ugly on the social level sometimes when people don't have their basic necessities, and it is what it is. So protect yourself. Just talking about ways in which you can, do stuff like that too. So yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're out here, we have the honey locust trees that have them 6-inch thorns.
Yes,
I
yes.
told my son, if anybody is behind you, you run out here. You got the small vines with thorns on the ground to grab their ankles, and then you pull one of them branches back and let loose. So, yeah, definitely plants can be your protectors.
Another good reason to blow cinnamon in something. And Asia puts in parentheses in someone's face. Oh, I love it. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Woo. Well, we got some really good stuff to talk about this evening, y'all. I mean, Cover some new.
And Clarissa, anytime you want to come out here and have some foraging cooking, come on. We cook it up out here. I'm cooking everything out here.
Just make sure you let me and Asia know because I'm trying to get my cornbread. That ain't, and you know the secret with the cornbread, so you can't be
That's
making that without me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need that cornbread.
Stay away from my cornbread. I'm gonna blow that cinnamon in your face.
It'll be worth it.
Right? You put my eyes, but it tastes so good.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
I think we covered a lot. I think the only thing we didn't do, we did talk about, taking care of your skin or, topical things that you could use. But one thing that we didn't talk about is like head lice or crabs, any kind of um, parasitic bug that may get on your body, scabies. What do we do for that?
Tea tree, some essential oils.
Mhm. Yeah, in the hair, any type of oil is good. You can even use Vaseline. Vaseline will suffocate lice and
Mm,
crabs. I don't know about scabies though.
scabies is a crazy one right there.
Hmm. But unfortunately, people like we're looking at all these people living in refugee camps and stuff like that. If it gets out there, it passes around. Everybody gets it. So.
Mhm. That's one to look into probably. Like what are some things that they're doing or you know?
Hmm.
Mm.
I forgot it was a herb that took care of scabies, but I can't remember it right now. Sorry, I should have looked it up. But yeah, definitely I was thinking about that. And with Asia, I was thinking about babies. Cornstarch is good on diaper rash. If you don't have any of the fancy creams and stuff you can use. And baking soda or baking powder, can't you use one of those too on raw butts?
Oh.
You can burn cornstarch
Okay. Yeah, I
and
know
put it on.
cornstarch you can use. Yeah.
And I went to a herbalist class years ago, and this guy was saying he made some with chamomile.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a powder that I buy called monkey butt. I didn't realize it was said anti-monkey butt. I only saw monkey butt. But that monkey butt powder is the best stuff. And it does have chamomile in it. And it's another one in there. But yeah, it actually has chamomile in the powder. And that's really good. So you could use that for, if you had a baby with a sore bottom, or even, like I said, again, going back to the dirty clothes thing with the adults get sore butts too. So you could use that powder for those things.
I know with cloth diapering, I know they recommend extra virgin coconut oil for the baby's bumps because the way the coconut oil reacts to the cloth is better
Mm-hmm.
versus those traditional creams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think coconut oil is a go-to. You can use coconut oil for everything for your
For rashes,
dental. Mm-hmm. Yeah, rashes for your mouth, for your skin, everywhere.
it's all that good stuff, and it's good. You can
Hmm.
add essential oils in it.
Hmm. And I think coconut oil is easier to find and less expensive. Yeah, you can rub them
I thought
down.
about neem oil too. You mentioned neem earlier when I'm thinking about
Hmm.
when I think of like the parasites and things like that and fungal stuff,
Mm-hmm.
garlic, neem, tea tree,
Yeah.
coconut oil, those things. Oh, clove. Clove is a really good,
Mm-hmm.
especially that essential oil is strong.
Mm-hmm.
Think of them nasties and your good old pumpkin seeds internally. If you got internal parasites, what are some things you can do for that? I always think about your pumpkin seeds.
Mm-hmm. Pumpkin seeds, cilantro, those are all good for as anti-parasitics in the gut.
Mm-hmm. You can make paste with turmeric too and coconut oil,
Mm-hmm.
like for rashes, itchy
Yeah.
skin. It may work for some people it may not be, everyone's different, but it can.
Oh, yeah. And if you're with someone that is beginning a heart attack, you can
Mm-hmm.
use cayenne pepper or turmeric. They both work the same way to help stop that vasoconstriction of the cardiac cardiac malfunction at the time. So just a little bit of turmeric under the tongue. If you want something to go into the bloodstream quickly, you put it sublingually under the tongue. A little bit of cayenne pepper, a little bit of turmeric can help relieve that chest pain until you can get, medical attention.
What if you get cayenne pepper in your eyes? That's an emergency. Um, Getting hot stuff in your eyes, and everyone, when
Yeah.
stuff like that happens, people are like, what should I take? What should I take? Give me some milk, give me some water, give me some
Yeah.
lemonade. What's a good thing to balance off stuff like that? Obviously,
Oil. Oil.
okay.
You could use coconut oil or ghee.
Ghee.
Um,
Ooh, okay.
yeah, I think I told y'all about my experience with Tiger Balm, and the Tiger Balm is mainly just cayenne, or capsaicin that is the chemical name. Anyway, Tiger Balm I put it on and I'm driving down the street with my arm out the window and the sun just cooking it. I mean, by the time I got home, I thought I was on fire. Jumped in the shower, hot water makes it worse. And then I finally got the Tiger Balm and read the package. It says in case of it's, overstimulating, use oil. So I went and got some cooking oil and put on it, and it neutralizes it. So if
Yeah.
you if you get cayenne pepper, sometimes it's on your hands, you may accidentally rub your eyes with it. Immediately use coconut oil or ghee would be my go-to oils to put on the eyes, to safe on the eyes and to neutralize that pepper.
Good stuff. Because that'd be a real emergency situation that's unfortunately very common.
Mm-hmm.
I had a student, I had a substitute last month. I came back the next day, they're all like, Miss, Sergio went to the nurse. So and so brought in ghost pepper and he
Ooh.
dared Sergio to eat it, and he put the whole thing in his mouth. And Sergio likes to joke a lot about eating stuff and all this. And he ate the whole pepper, and he ended up going to the nurse, and they had to call the emergency. And I was like, this all happened. I
Yes.
wasn't here. That's crazy. And these are
Mhm.
young middle schoolers. And I was just like, oh my goodness. I was like, you know what? You're gonna learn today. We ain't gonna just go eat. This ain't Takis. But they know they be eating them Takis and stuff. This ain't, these little challenges and stuff. But I was like, man, woof, yeah.
And ghost peppers burn going in and coming out.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
it does. Yeah, I
Listen.
made this is Sharonda. I made some fire cider like 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
I must have got a little under my nail. I
Oh,
scratched my eyes and I like adjusted my earring in my nose. And I'm telling you, for like 2 days, I was crying and I was so
Yeah.
upset with myself.
he was out for a week, Sharonda. He was out for a week.
Down. I was down. My eyes were bloodshot red. My friends like, "What?" I was like, "I made some fire cider, and I had ghost peppers. We had harvested from the farm, and I was like, what did I do?"
It was like
That is
2,
so
3 days.
funny.
Oh my gosh. When she said that, when Lenise, I was like, oh my God, I can't. And Lenine, I want to just say, I thought I was the only person that would go to Walmart looking for my monkey butt. Okay.
That monkey butt is the powder. That's the best stuff.
Now I can only find it with the monkey on it, like the pink one. And
Yeah,
when I go to Florida, up here in the north, they have this off brand. It's the same thing, but it's not with the monkey butt that I'm used to. I either get the pink
yeah,
or the yellow. I said, "What is this?" I just went the other day. I was like, "What is this? This is not what I want."
yeah. I saw that online. They sell it online, but here they sell it at the Atwoods, which is like a farm store where
Oh,
you buy
okay,
feed and stuff like that. Yeah.
okay.
So I guess only a few people know about that monkey.
E-
And you know what? I didn't even realize it says anti-monkey butt.
Monkey butt.
Never saw the anti. Only saw monkey butt.
We ain't trying to have monkey butt. That's what that is. Because when y'all was talking about monkey butt, I'm like, do I want monkey butt? And I don't even know the difference. We can get in the conversation about apes versus monkeys, this and that. I just think
No.
of that baboon booty, and I'm
Yeah,
just like, oh no.
that hot pink booty. Yeah. When
So
I
I guess
first
I can
moved,
get some Sharonda down here in Florida, huh? I'm gonna go get my anti-monkey butt, y'all.
that's it. When I first moved to Senegal, I got heat rash. I got heat rash so bad because not only is it hot, you're sweating, and then it just, if you touch it, my skin, it was terrible. It was miserable. And I could not find, I had some monkey butt, but I used all the monkey butt up. It's like, okay, now what? I went to the pharmacy to ask them for something. Of course, they, looking at me like I'm an alien. No, we don't have no monkey butt. I was like, okay, some chamomile powder. No, we don't have that. You got anything for diaper rash? They trying to give me diaper rash cream. No, I want a powder. Finally, I found out they had a um, antifungal foot powder, they call it, and it had menthol and cornstarch in it. So that was as effective as the monkey butt on that heat rash, but that heat rash was terrible.
What's in monkey butt? What's the active ingredient?
Anti in the anti monkey butt, they have a chamomile, not chamomile. Um, oh, somebody else just said it a little while ago. Uh,
Starch,
what?
cornstarch,
It's not cornstarch. It's a powder. You normally see it as a powder. Calamine. Calamine. You usually see it.
calamine. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's the chicken pox. When you have chicken pox, you put the
right. You
calamine,
usually see it as a liquid or
that
for
pink look,
mosquito
that pink
bites and stuff.
liquid. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the pink powder.
Oh, if it
That's
has
what's in
that in
anti.
it, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. That takes me back to chicken pox in the 80s playing.
yeah.
I got to stay home for the whole 2 weeks. I was happy. Nintendo just came out with Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. I just stayed home and played video games in the 80s with my chicken pox and my pink skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff worked good.
But the
Calamine
monkey butt
lotion,
doesn't turn you pink like the calamine does. It's just, it looks like
anti
just a
booty.
powder.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
making sense now.
yeah.
Nice. Mhm.
Yeah, I think we done covered from the rooter to the tutor tonight.
All the way down. All right,
Oh,
shall
toe jam. Wait. We've skipped foot fungus. What can we do for foot fungus?
toe jam?
Yeah, foot fungus.
Tea tree.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something is gross, but it's actually effective. Urine.
You were waiting to say that, Lenita.
That's what made me
Asia
think
came
about
with
it.
Asia came with a practical remedy. Tea tree. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. Urine, Lenita. Um, yeah,
What
I'll
is
do
in the
baby pee.
urine?
You're
But
right.
technically, thank you, Clarissa. Baby pee is really good for your face for acne. Adult pee is what you need for foot fungus. And it's actually the uric acid in the foot fungus. I mean, the uric acid in the urine kills the foot fungus.
Just don't get
Baby,
these middle schooler pee because they pee is toxic. Let me tell you. When
Pockets.
smelling it, it smells like woof. Yeah, they don't drink no water. Well, let me stop
Yeah,
generalizing. Let me
that
stop.
concentrated. Yeah, yeah. Baby pee is good for your skin and make you pretty, but yeah, no, you need some adult pee for foot fungus.
Mm.
Okay, so little Missy was changing her diaper, and I had turned around, and then she was stamping her feet in her pee. I guess it didn't. That wasn't gonna work out, huh?
So we can take baby diapers and make facials out of them, Lanita?
Yes, baby diaper. I mean, a lot of new moms especially do that with cloth diapers and rub them on their face and their skin is so beautiful. Yep.
Alrighty.
And baby urine is also good for thrush. If your child gets thrush in their mouth, you can rub that urine in there and it will actually kill the which is a fungus, the same as I was talking about for the feet. But I wouldn't do no adult urine in the mouth. But baby urine is good for thrush.
Hmm.
Did we get all those little things out tonight, Lanita? Anything else? We talked about the cayenne. We got the pea in. What else? From the toe to the tongue.
Yeah, we got it all.
Yeah, we did. That's nice. Yeah, hey, you look, in an emergency situation, if you don't have nothing else, you're gonna have some pee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. And
Larry,
it's
I'm
gonna be
with you, Larry. Larry, look,
Larry.
man. Look, man.
I'm
I'm
laughing.
with you, Larry. I'm right there with you. We're gonna be using witch hazel being fancy over here. They can go ahead and have the PP. I'm good. Let me stop. I might use it if I had to though. Let me
Your
see
feet
that
start
tongue.
burning, you will do that.
I'm gonna be gargling over here, baby pee. Oh my goodness. Y'all are funny. This was so good though. Good build. So as we switch gears to head towards a closing, if everyone's cool with that, unless anyone else has anything else they want to add, feel free. But if you have some upcoming events, also feel free to share that as well. What we got going on? Anything in the World Village? We keeping it low key this month?
Yeah, we're getting in the holiday season now.
No, I feel you. Herbalist Lounge on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't already. Got a lot of great stuff on there. Asia is putting the links in the chat for us. And speaking of all these accessible kitchen herbals and spices, kitchen medicine making workshop. We went ahead and put the link inside the chat. It was a 2-day live virtual workshop that we held, and all the resources are included, the workbook, the recordings, a lot of amazing applications using common culinary items from yours truly, Three Spice Sisters. And you already know, if you haven't subscribed yet to our mailing list, please do so. Subscribe for upcoming events and reminders to, hey, it's the second Monday of the month, so y'all already know what time it is. Herbalist Lounge, yeah. All right. Well, I had an amazing evening talking about some emergency herbals, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like we really hit up on some new things, some new topics, some new applications, and took it to a whole other level this build. So I really appreciate everybody. And yeah, we'll go ahead and pass the mic over to another spice.
Hey, I appreciate y'all for jumping in here tonight and sharing your stuff with us because I learned something. So it's always great sharing with you all, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Yes, and we will see y'all next second Monday of the month. And we always enjoy. So, and invite your friends. Thank you.